Fuka Matsui, one of Kodocha's most controversial characters. Making her debut appearance in the second half of the series when the gang starts middle school, Fuka and Sana immediately hit it off in the first episode and chapter of this arc. But why are fans of the series so divided about this character? There are many arguments about her being a boring character in general, as well as complaints about her role in the story. However, there are also valid points made by fans of her character that convey that she is much more than just a rival in love with Sana. In today's video, I'm going to analyze the purpose of Fuka's character in Kodocha, and try and explain her role in the story. While she is probably my least favorite main character, I still felt compelled to make this video to explore her personality and relationships with the other main characters. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Now let's take a deep dive into the character of Fuka Matsui. As a young girl, Fuka lived in Tokyo before moving to Osaka later in life, which is why she has an accent when she finally comes back to Tokyo and meets Sana and the rest of the gang. Fuka was very close with a boy named Takaishi, practically growing up with him from a very young age. Fuka was convinced that she was going to marry Takaishi one day, but after a scarring event in kindergarten, it ruined her chances with him. Fuka happened to attend a kindergarten with Akito and Tsuyoshi. On a bet/dare, Akito went to kiss the prettiest girl in class so he could get money from the other boys. The event was shocking to Fuka, as she was saving her first kiss for Takaishi. Word eventually spread later on that Fuka already had her first kiss, and Takaishi began avoiding her, feeling that she was no longer interested in him. It's a very sad situation, and I couldn't help feel bad for Fuka, as the whole situation was a misunderstanding, and her and Takaishi actually did have feelings for each other. When Fuka comes back to Tokyo to attend middle school, she runs into Akito and Sana and hits him, realizing it was the same boy who stole her first kiss years prior. Sana and Fuka bond over their similar situation, since Akito had given Sana her first kiss as well on the school field trip back in the elementary school days. Fuka and Sana share many similarities. Both girls are very outgoing, outspoken, and energetic. However, Fuka has a better grasp on the subtle behaviors of others around her. For example, it's easy for her to pick up on Akito's feelings for Sana, while Sana is still clueless even after they start middle school. The middle school arc brings us more romance instead of comedy, and feels more like a stereotypical shoujo anime. One of the main components of the romance in Kodocha are the love triangles. We even saw this back during the early episodes, when Tsuyoshi was still crushing on Sana and was not getting along with Akito because of that. However, during the middle school arc, the stakes are higher as our main cast is getting older and going through adolescence. Akito's feelings for Sana deepen, but there is a lot of confusion as Sana and Naozumi seem to be growing closer as they are working on their movie together, and media rumors are flying. And Fuka starts to develop feelings for Akito herself. This began when Akito pretended to be her boyfriend to make Takaishi jealous when her friends from Osaka came to visit, but eventually Fuka wanted more, as she found Akito to be cool and interesting. Akito figured that Sana was already dating Naozumi, and this is confirmed to him by their classmate Ishida. Unfortunately, this is a misunderstanding since Sana lied to Ishida because she didn't want to date him, and came up with that excuse because she couldn't think of anything else to tell him. Since Fuka is a lot like Sana, Akito decided to date her for real, making things even more confusing for everyone involved. Also, I'd like to mention I honestly feel so sorry for Tsuyoshi and Aya during this part. I feel like they were the only ones that knew the truth of everything, but everyone is so wrapped up in their own drama and they were unable to help. Eventually, Tsuyoshi tells Fuka about Sana and Akito's past together, and she realizes that he needs Sana as Akito is going through a suspension and abuse from his teacher at school. Fuka breaks up with him, and Sana and Akito eventually come back together and begin dating in the manga. While Fuka acts as a rival of Sana's for Akito, she is much more than that. Deep down, Fuka really cares about her friend Sana, which is why she eventually breaks up with Akito, because she knew that was best for the both of them. The situation between Fuka and Sana reminds me a lot of the earlier situation between Tsuyoshi and Akito, two close friends in love with the same person, and having to compete. One interesting thing to note, however, is that a lot of the fanbase of Kodocha doesn't really hate Tsuyoshi for wanting to be with Sana at the beginning of the series. I I can see why fans might dislike Fuka, as the romance between Sana and Akito was established early on and had a lengthy build-up by the middle school arc. However, I think blind hatred towards the character is unjustified, as the point of Fuka in this story is being missed. Fuka is definitely not a Sana clone, but she was created to be very similar to her, so she would be an adequate rival in love. Akito is not the type who falls in love easily, as it is clear he only has eyes for Sana, and loves her not just for her looks and personality, but more because of their history together, in my opinion. Creating a character similar to Sana would be the only way Akito would even think of being with another girl, and I think that's why the two are so similar. Another thing to note is the fact that without Fuka, Sana would have never realized her feelings for Akito. When she was up in the mountains filming her movie with Natsumi, she talked to Akito on the phone and he told her about how he was dating Fuka. She was devastated, and it was after this event that Sana realized that she had feelings for Akito, but was very confused and wasn't sure if he liked her back, considering he had started dating Fuka. The middle school arc is filled with so much emotion and drama that, in all honesty, it's very hard for me to watch and read sometimes because of how much each of the characters go through, even Fuka. Again, I think the author Miho Obana did this on purpose, to focus more on romance and touch on how life can be for middle school students. By the time we enter into our teen years, we go through angst, heartbreak, and confusion. While it's messy and painful, Obana conveys these themes really well here, and in a relatable way. During middle school, there are probably many situations where best friends like the same boy or girl, and fight or stop being friends as a result. Obana has such a realistic approach in her writing style and character development, and that's why despite her being my least favorite character, I found Fuka to be relatable and important to the story. While I personally feel that her inclusion in Kodocha was more for the development of the other characters around her, I do feel that she fits in with the rest of the group well, and makes sense given this new setting the characters are in now. Kodocha is a story about coming of age, and Fuka represents how being a 13-year-old can be painful and confusing sometimes. Before ending this video, I would like to talk about why Fuka is my least favorite character. It's not because of her role in the story and how she takes Akito away from Sana for a while romantically, but it's because I feel that there could have been more put into her character development and backstory. While the first half of the series focuses on being a child and dealing with trauma and broken homes, I still would have liked to see something like that with Fuka. I think because many of the other characters having that traumatic background, it's easier for the audience to sympathize with them. With Fuka, the most traumatic thing we know about her early life is that Akito kissed her when she didn't want it. And while that can be scarring at that age, it just doesn't match the weight of what the other characters have gone through, in my opinion. I would have liked to see more about Fuka's family and any other relationships or events from her childhood. Instead, Fuka is the embodiment of the main themes brought up in part 2 of the series: romance, drama, heartbreak, and confusion, all part of everyone's adolescence. Through her relationships with Akito and Sana, Fuka does eventually find her own path in life through her gymnastics, and eventually finds her way back to Takaishi. That is another aspect of Fuka that I do really like, how she never did anything out of spite and just wanted to be happy, and as a teenager, we sometimes hurt people in the process to be happy. Fortunately, Fuka learns that her relationship with Akito is not just hurting him, but her friend Sana as well, and selflessly gives him up so they can finally be together. Overall, Fuka Matsui may be a flawed character, but she is someone that conveys bigger moral messages through her existence. Thanks for watching the video. I know this was a pretty spicy one, but I hope you all enjoyed it. So what do you think of Fuka? Do you agree or disagree with my analysis of her? Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Kodocha content in the future. See ya!